Welcome back to Redbeard RPG and the Outer Worlds. On the last episode, getting a little stutters. There we go. We finally got our power regulator for the ship. Still seems like I'm getting a little jitters. There it goes. Don't know why that was loading in so slow.
Welcome back, Captain. All systems are now operating within acceptable parameters. Shall I take our ship into orbit?
Let's get out of here. And we are for the first time leaving the Emerald Vale. Ship looks great. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Oh, what's he got to say? Good, I've been wanting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain, horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time, which I frequently forget to do.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Okay. Why do I need a nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
What's stopping me from leaving Halcyon altogether?
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star.
Ah, I see.
Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope.
And about this Gladys person, how do I know I can trust her?
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Can't I land somewhere outside of Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kelly.
Alright, fine.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
I'll put it to good use, thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Yeah,
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
got it. Yeah, that kind of sounds like large corporations. Just money. That's the only thing that matters. Let's see what this guy's all about. Holographic shroud projects a disguise on you and your companion that gives access to restricted areas provided you have the right ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Okay. Here's our storage. Is there anything we want to put in here that I don't necessarily want to sell? Yeah, these that I'm not going to use. Yeah, probably that guy. Any other unique weapons that I'm probably never going to use? Yeah, shock stick. Everything else, I think we can probably either break down or sell. What about on armor? Nothing special going on here. Yeah. How much do these things weigh? Half a pound each. We'll just keep them on us. I don't know why I'm getting so much stuttering. Let's see what's going on here. Messages for Alex Hawthorne. There's that guy. Another one. And another. We're doing this just for anyone who might, whoops, went too far, might want to read this kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure I read most, if not all of it, on my first playthrough. I probably mentioned that before. A lot of them are pretty funny. The writing's pretty good in this game. But I'm not trying to drag this out to the end of time. Oh, and that activated a quest, Weapons from the Void. That's everything. Alright. What is going on here? Why is my computer running like garbage? There's no response from automechanical unit. Serial number etched on the chassis includes the letter SAM. Alright, we'll leave it alone. Now that all my shipmates got their rooms, I was gonna say set up, but there's nothing in here. What about this one? Vicar Max in here.
By verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic disposition.
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Were they not religious?
On the contrary, they internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith. a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud of you when you became a vicar, at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
What's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
So fate, not free will. Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Baconu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Seriously, only one guy in the whole colony that can translate French?
The only one I'm aware of. I suppose we could always just ask random passers-by if they are fluent in it.
That sounds like a great idea.
Can't believe my desperation has led me to you. Well, I just remembered there actually is a list like that. The Groundbreaker has access to it.
Interesting.
All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How is that a simple vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
How will the crew manifest help us track down your scholar friend?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifest to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Captain. Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
What else do we got to say to him? I don't need reminders or tell me again. Seems quite trusting you to sign on with me without knowing anything about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
What if the book doesn't have the answers you're looking for?
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals needed to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
It's just the right thing to do.
A commendable attitude.
Let's talk about this personal quest of yours.
Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the Groundbreaker?
Alright, everything else is just a reminder. That's the plan. Scribblings of these journal pages are utterly illegible to anyone except Vicar Maximilian de Soto. These textbooks have been out of print for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes and many passages have been underlined. Some pages have come loose and now the glue now yellowed and cracked along the spines. That's not very interesting, but we do have a little bit of ammo there. Tossball trading cards. Art of Science and Tossball. Impossible to put down. Order of Scientific Inquiry. Office of Literature. This endorsement has been approved. Auntie Cleo's Darlings. Signed by Seymour Whitlock, who held the record for most on the field fatalities for 3 consecutive seasons. This tossball sounds a little more dangerous than I thought it would. Oh, that's sleep. I don't need to do that. Smells suspiciously like iceberg aged whiskey. And index of banned literature. I'm not going to read all that. Okay, so the doors are just open. Doesn't really look like Parvati set it up in any of these rooms.
Please keep the kitchen area clean and sanitary.
Yeah. That's the bathroom. Let's just flop on down here. Man, why is my computer just chugging today? I don't like it. Where's Parvati? I want to talk to her before I get off the ship.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
What do you think of the ship?
It's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
Apparently ADA is the one who actually flies the ship.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
ADA Parvati will be fixing you from now on. I expect your full cooperation.
I am at your disposal, Miss Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid Captain Hawthorne has lost the owner's manual.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
That does not sound healthy. Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounded like it when you talked to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor.
He meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
Why would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job?
Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening.
Yeah, that's unbelievably cruel. I was going to use harsher
It ain't
words.
exactly cruel to have the promise of a paying job. And that's all it is. You go where the company needs you, where your skills do the most good.
One aptitude test determines your whole life?
Well, they're powerful good tests. They rattled off this whole list of names who'd worked on them, with fancy bits hanging off them. Doctors and esquires and the thirds. Even if you don't believe they actually catch what everybody's best at, everybody's got to take them. So at least it's fair-ish.
But you're actually good at it and you enjoy it.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
You didn't like your classes?
Oh, there were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches.
After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know. I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ear so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Break time's over. Alright, let's get rolling. Alright, and it said we needed to go to Groundbreaker. Let's check, let's toggle inactive quests. And we got Phineas's lab for weapons from the void. We won't deal with that right away. Yeah, we'll go to Groundbreaker first. 'Cause yeah, this has a bunch of quests.
We've arrived.
Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location you have unlocked through through some landing bays, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous and all employers are encouraged to remain at home or work. Or employees.
Arrived at the Groundbreaker.
And we have arrived at the Groundbreaker. Whoop.
Hey, Cap. Can we talk?
Sure.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans, she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Are you asking to leave my crew and join hers?
Gosh, no, Captain. I aim to stay so long as I'm welcome. I figured Junlei and I could confabulate over wireless or by message. And maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit her sometimes. But only when you don't need me with you.
Sure, we could head over to engineering.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Now, you're only allowed to have one follower with you, so we'll have to come back. We'll, I mean, we've played with Parvati pretty much the whole time, but I think we're going to do hers first. And then we'll have to come back to get Vicar Max to do his section for our companion quests. I don't know why my computer's being so getting so choppy. It's acting up today. Whoa.
Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Yeah. Good grief. I might have to reload the game. Something's up here.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat.
Yeah, because this is almost unplayable. This is ridiculous.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Notice you were in the middle of an argument.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
I'd like to hear your side. What happened?
I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Technically, the previous captain died in a horrible accident.
So your ship's got a dark and violent history? This is just too perfect.
Yeah, I remember not
Hey,
liking
I
it
don't want
very
to talk
much
your ears
the
off.
first
Guessing
time.
you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
You in a hurry to get somewhere?
Oh, not at all. Just, gonna figure out what to do next. See you around, boss.
Trying to be like an edgelord.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Now he won't talk to me. Let's kind of search around the docks. See if there's anything of interest. Now, Groundbreaker's different. It's not a company planet like Edgewater was, or company town. It's an independent spaceship. Good grief. These are, yeah, just regular guys. Is this that same corporate trooper?
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Hopefully this smooths out a little bit here in a minute. Does not seem like that's going to happen.
Stay in the public areas and we'll get along fine.
Because most of this, as long as the game doesn't outright crash, most of this is going to be exploration and stuff. So the fact the frame rates are a little choppy really isn't that big of a deal. I'm not going to see a whole lot of action this episode. But boy, it's almost difficult to walk. Whoops. Should have taken the ladder. Dang, we only got one mag pick. Well, let's creep
Not
down.
a peep for me.
Let's kind of take a quick peek around. Yeah, let's grab that guy. You found an ID cartridge to use with the holographic shroud. Now you'll be automatically disguised when entering restricted areas. Alright. You don't necessarily have to be in sneak mode to sneak, or to steal stuff. And it's not like Bethesda games. It doesn't really give you an indicator.
Wish we had bigger weapons, but no. Be careful about blowing holes in the hull.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Let's check this stuff out. Let's see, we don't have any junk to sell. Do they have anything of interest in here? Same shot-off shotguns. Any better armor? Helmet block +5. Melee +10. Not really interested in that. What do we got that we can get rid of? Let's see, 14 bucks, 13 bucks. Try to find stuff that's now that's not the one I got equipped, is it? I don't think it lets you sell your equipped stuff because I don't see fiber in here. We can go ahead and sell that guy. We'll do anything over 10 bucks. We'll go ahead and sell. Everything else we'll break down for parts. Gotta remember to keep one of those assault rifles. I hope I just didn't just sell a pristine one. We'll even sell the stuff for 10 bucks. Light assault rifles that use heavy ammo? That makes sense. Anyways. Oh, we got 3 of them. We definitely don't need 3 of them. They're all not worth very much money though. And we're not going to use that light machine gun. This one's got some wear on it. Get rid of that guy. Everything else will break down. We use the same standard here. Want to keep. Yeah, we don't want that. Whoop! I forgot about my pricing rules. It's heavy armor though. I probably won't use it. Stealth skills -5, nah, not for me. break that down, break that down, we'll break that down. Alright. Anything we don't want here? Everyone's beloved inventory management. Toxifree that just hurts you? Oh, immunized from harmful status effects. Yeah, we don't really need that. Natural health regen stuff we don't need. Armor rating plus 10. We'll keep that just in case. Companion ability cooldown. We'll sell all those. Mind attributes. Yeah, we don't want that. Too many negatives on the 0G brew. We'll keep the armor rating stuff. Sell the chaw. Tactile time dilation recharge, I don't think we need. Immunized harmful status effects. Recharge. Cooldown. Keep the armor rating. Sell that, alright. That's stuff we want to keep. That's stuff we definitely want to keep. Can I buy? Cannot buy mag picks. Alright. Let's see, not much in here at all. Auto mag pistol. It's definitely a better pistol. Plasma cutter. Officer spline shovel. Assault rifle. Claw rake. What is 180 DPS using light ammo? Let's see, what do I got equipped right now? 192, 53, but this thing hits. It's just the super slow rate of fire. Both those use heavy ammo. We might be better off just sticking with the 5er. Looks like it does more damage. Knockback versus stagger. 173, 137. Because this has the 5er's got a scope on it too. They're both using heavy ammo. Let's yeah, we'll put this down here for now. And we'll get another light ammo weapon. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm interested by this pistol. 12. Probably got a pretty quick rate of fire, I would assume. We'll try her out. Come on. Maybe once we get into town, it'll smooth out some.
Identification, please.
Present Hawthorne's ID. Here you go.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
Wonderful.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
How do I get this resolved?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Any idea why my ship was impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way.
Okay.
I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
This has to be a mistake.
Not gonna lie, you're in a pickle. But Udom's an interesting guy. Might be y'all could come to accords if you play your cards right. Huh. Records show this ain't the first time your ship's been impounded. Seems to get cleared up pretty quick. You might not be in this pickle for long. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Her shipment?
A handful of sand cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
What can you tell me about Udon Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udon takes it to an unhealthy level.
Seems like there's some tension between the board and Groundbreaker.
You noticed, huh?
I'm sharp like that.
What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Yet your station's in a state of disrepair. You can make the board fix it.
You mean the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it, but what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
Surprised they haven't already, honestly.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
Board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
Thanks for the info.
Sure thing.
I'm looking for someone named Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board, that is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
I'm looking for something a little more local. Especially since my ship's stuck here.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
How about something long-term?
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
How does Halcyon Holdings work anyway?
Are you pulling my leg?
I just want to hear your take on it.
Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the board.
How does so there's actually a boardroom somewhere with all these company heads in it.
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
How does the Groundbreaker fit into that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
Got it.
Glad to help.
I didn't think there were many independent operators in the system.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
What do you know about sublight salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
That's all I need to know about work.
All right.
I'm looking for a drink. Any recommendations?
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Got it.
You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
Kind of seems that way. See you around.
Be seeing you.
Alright, with how my computer's running now, it is not going to like when I open up Groundbreaker.
Move along.
Pretty sure in here is where we do the Vickers.
I picked up this
companion
weird
quest.
signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You're hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that?
Right through this door is the main city.
Asshole.
Let's see what happens. Oh yeah.
Rizzo's Knock You Out Bar. A CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and pea-free nuts in it. It's time for a KYO.
Woohoo. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut this stream short. Computer's not liking this. I'm going to go ahead and save. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to help support the channel. I'm going to be right back to the stream. I'm going to go ahead and save and close the game, and then I'll be right back. Thanks for watching.